And hello, everyone, and welcome to a new segment I'm gonna try out there. It's called it From a Girl's Perspective. And today we're actually talking about this a lot of work today, with it being the first week back in school there. There is a senseless tragedy of gun violence there up in Minneapolis there, and whenever we have one of these, I've noticed a pattern, and it's all the same, all the usual suspects there. And it's kind of really just pisses me off because, and one side, they're will automatically the first thing they'll do is start talking about gun control and taking the guns. There, and the other side starts to affiliate their political affiliation there. You know, they're there especially, yes, there's some common patterns here, but nobody wants to talk about, and it's the thoughts of prayer. Some people are mocking the thoughts of prayers, the other ones are, we do the thoughts of prayers things, which these people, everybody should be on our thoughts of prayers, because we're praying for the families, we're praying that this gets senseless done, we pray for people to come to have the empathy for this. But the problem that I see is no one's addressing the real issue, which is the mental health aspect of it. There, and nobody wants to address that there's obvious signs that this was going to come. And hey, Nemesis, how's it going? Yeah, we we were our culture was built around, we were ruled by a tyrant, or so our or at least our history is written that way there we left it there, and we is trying to protect our rights through our Second Amendment. We're a proud Second Amendment nation there. That's not going to change there. No amount of laws you legislate, no, is going to stop it. No, you can go and say we could try to grab the guns. It's not going to change nothing. It's in our culture. The technology is out there. We can make our we can make our own if we want to there. Our problem is not the guns. You're blaming an inanimate object there. And even if you want to say, well, they had access to this inanimate object, in a lot of these cases they were illegally attained, so the gun laws are therefore mute because they weren't supposed to already have them. But we need, as a nation, to address the mental health issue. Lot, and do we need more counselors? Yes, but even some of these therapists and that don't do the proper job there. I kind of noticed that. I've been in therapy there, and Nemesis says it's going, buddy. Sad day for those families. You're correct. Not enough light is brought to the mental health aspect of it. Yeah, and that's the whole problem here. Everybody's looking for someone to blame or an object to blame, and some of them are, and a lot of these people who are calling for the gun control are the same people that are calling the other people a bunch of Nazis. Well, if they were a bunch of Nazis, wouldn't you want to protect yourself from them? The Second Amendment was meant for us to protect ourselves so we do not fall like Germany fell. We do not fall like Russia fell. We do not fall like China fell, or Venezuela, or Cambodia. There, that's was the first thing. If you look at the commonality of all of those nations, the first thing they did was disarm our citizens there. What we need to do is look at the mental health aspects of it. We, and when instead of having they call it gun free zones. Granted, no, not we do need some gun free zones, but then those areas need to have security. We, that's a common thing. A lot of these schools, they, if they're lucky, they got a school resource officer. You know, they got a school resource officer. Even then, it doesn't help if the school resource officer doesn't do his job there. But even then, a lot of these, like a school resource officer, is for like my area where you got what 300, 400 kids in the school in the building. There, my the, yeah, my co-host host apartment complex has more people than my town there. But when you get to these bigger cities like Minneapolis, that does have a lot of crime there, and that's a subject for a whole another time. But up in the cities where you got a lot of crime, you do got the resources. You can have multiple resource officers in these schools, or at least security to keep these people out. But it just pisses me off there that it's the exact same trend. You know, you got the let's see if I can pop it up. I can pop it up on Twitter there. But the one thing that the guy goes, it's a cycle of thoughts and prayers, acts like nothing happened, and our news media doesn't help at either. You know, depending on where this person's allegiance is, there 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 depends on how long it's in the thing. There, if it, oh, let's see if it's oh, now it's dropping down in oh yeah, people miscrewing. Yeah, I mean, just if you look at Twitter here, let me let me make sure I got everything. I'm gonna share this here. We're going with this the Minnesota tab here, but you know we have people posting like this here. Here, a lot of the stuff here was well known ahead of time there, but you got people. This is the this these statistics are are a little off because 2/3 of that is suicides. You know, and the people are gonna find a way, but you, they're everybody's blaming the GOP, but then they go 2 cases of voter fraud. No, that's just what's probably been prosecuted so far. But see, see, now the you know you got people posting all this stuff here. Here, finally, someone. Oh yeah, everybody's just blaming the gun. That's not our problem here. It's like, what can we do to stop it there? People are saying bring back asylums. Okay, yes, we do need places like the asylums there, but we do have a mental uh what is it they call it what is it up in St. Peter high security mental hospital, which I'm guessing is supposed to be that's where if people claim insanity in court, that's where they're supposed to you know, but we do not have enough of those. Oh, and if you look at a lot of these school shootings too there, the one I've heard it quite a few times, they are known to the FBI. Well, okay, well if they're known to the FBI, why do why does the FBI do anything about that? That's a good question. That's a question for everybody to ask you. You know, what's another thing? You know, and the thing also with what's going on is you get people start. There's so much wrong facts initially thrown out that people don't know what to believe either. And that's where Dan Bongino always has the rule: wait 72 hours and the story will change, which is quite correct. But no, this has just been racking my brain all day, and this is this is this is also part of it where oh, I'm losing my train of thought. I feel like I'm repeating myself here. Like we do not like what is the right answer, and everybody wants to point fingers, blame the same thing, but nobody wants to have a conversation what to do with it. So, like, how do we protect our schools without, without violating our rights? People want to say, take away the guns. Okay, the technology's out there. The person can 3D print one pretty damn, damn easy, or they can get a hold. Though you can easily get a hold of the guns and all that. That's not going to solve the problem. So that's out the door. Okay, other people said arm the teachers. I'm actually for that. I'm kind of for that. But the problem is, a lot of people are claiming that some of the teachers are not kids, and they won't trust them with it. There, I've had one person said that when he was going through school, his teacher beat the shit out of him. Well, I know this person; he probably deserved it. I'm just gonna be flat out honest. He probably deserved it. But so you got teachers who cannot control themselves in front of asshole students. That's probably why I'm not a teacher. I'd probably end up smacking the shit out of a lot of these kids. But I'm not a teacher. I don't have to deal with kids, so therefore that's not a problem. Okay, what does that leave us? Well, we already established, like Parkland, and Uvalde and stuff. Our school resource officers in those two cases were completely fucking useless. There, and Parkland was easily preventable if the FBI would have done their fucking job. I still say we could solve a couple problems there. We got hundreds of, or we got thousands of our veterans who do not have a job, are homeless on the street. We could give them not only a job, but a way to continue giving to their community that we know as veterans that they want to serve their community and protect their community. We could give them that use back, and they're already trained to handle situations like that. Put we could have veterans guarding our schools, but we need to harden our schools down. We need to gotta stop thinking, oh, this gun free zone thing's the solution. No, it's not. That just makes it a target, and these people know that it's a target. There, there, and I feel bad for these kids. The kids should not have to go through that, and and yeah, I still think one of the worst arguments from this was I had a Gen Z or Gen X or it wasn't Gen X. It was a boomer person. Boomer goes, when we were going through schools, we had the fire drills. You guys have active shooter drills. No, I swear to God, you guys had the duck and cover under a desk in case of a nuclear attack. So, but it's one of those that I hear, well, other countries don't have this problem. Oh, yes, they do. They have problems. But like England, they said they banned guns but yeah, but look at them on a knife attacks there. But I just want to know, what do you guys think solutions are there? Because I want to have an actual. I think we might bring this back on the next cigar lounge. I think I might actually have a actual the actual cigar lounge centering around this issue because we need that. At least I know the our regulars at the cigar lounge there can have common sense, and ha, we can actually have a sensible discussion and debate there. And it's always kind of nice if we have someone to bounce off on ideas on and I feel like I'm just repeating myself, but I had to put my 2 cents in because I'm just sick of the repeated rhetoric on like Twitter and Facebook and all that, which ain't gonna do a damn thing. And this is gonna be since the I'm I'm not trying to bring the politics in it, but I am seriously bashing the media, especially CNN, who took over 2 hours to report this story to see that because they couldn't figure out how to spin it, you know. But it's going to be out of the news cycle. I guarantee you, by the end of the day tomorrow, it's going to be out of most of the news cycle because it was a trans shooter. I almost guarantee that. If it was a white straight male, they'd be talking about it for months. But I guarantee you, it's gonna be out of the news cycle by the end of the tomorrow. There, you might get snippets here and there, but not enough to catch people's attention. But but thank you for listening. I said my 2 pieces there, and I got too many thoughts rolling in my head right now with what to say, and I think we'll have a better discussion on the cigar lounge there. But thank you, Nemesis, for being here. You guys, everybody, have a good night, and remember to be a gorilla.